Alright everybody, SimInterchange here. My name is Spring, and today we are going to be doing a Junkyard hangout type of build, and this was just a lot of fun to do. I really wanted to do something sort of different. I needed a sort of run-down place for some of my less good Sims to hang out at. Some of the more party animal type of Sims, and I figured that this would be a good sort of lot for that. And I'm going to be using this lot in my soon-to-come Legacy Challenge. Keep an eye out for that, guys. I am really excited for that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Right now, we've just put in a fence, and we're going around and choosing some plants and rocks I might like to use. They're just kind of thrown in at random. And we are placing some trees around the place. I figured that might help make it look like it's a little bit out of the way, sort of off the beaten path a little bit. And I did do some terrain editing at the end, not terrain editing, terrain painting at the end, but that is not in the video itself. My recording messed up a little bit there, but you will see that in the screenshots at the end, so stick around for that and you can see the finished product with the screenshots. That roofing was giving me a little bit of trouble there. Right now we're building a little bit of a shack where I was thinking that was initially like an office for the junkyard when it was like in use, and someone has converted it into a little home for them. Maybe some squatters took it over and now they're kind of hanging out there, or maybe it's just a hangout area and it's just got some basic need fulfilling items. I used the cooler from Outdoor Retreat as well so that your Sims can like fill up their needs and whatnot and don't have to worry about leaving the lot if you did want to use this as a sort of home. I think I'll probably use it more as a community type lot, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm having some trouble with the wallpaper here. I wanted something that looked run down and beaten up and like it had been through some troubles, but I mean, it's The Sims and things are kind of designed to look pretty polished. They aren't really meant to look very run down, so I was kind of struggling to find something that worked there. I do like the wallpaper that we went with in the end here. I think it turned out nicely. We're changing the roof to that tin sort of roof instead. I think that just sort of adds to the look of it all. And we're going inside now, trying to pick out some more wallpaper for the inside, which we did go with that plaster to begin with, and I think we stick with that actually. And put down those plank floorboards that look pretty unfinished in my opinion, which is perfect for this build. Struggling with the windows. I wanted it to not have very many windows. I wanted it to have very minimal light on the inside. I wanted it to look very dingy, and I didn't want it to be easy to like look inside. So we don't have a whole bunch of windows around the place, but I do struggle with the windows quite a bit. You can see here. Spend a while working on those. We're just about finished though. We do go with these windows that I'm using right now. We don't have any on that side. I figured the fence is blocking that wall and they wouldn't have put windows there. The fence was there before the building in my mind. I'm trying to use that cool little like fan grate thing, but it didn't really fit anywhere, so we don't end up using that, which is too bad, because I think it's a lot of fun. I really wanted to use that particular vine, but it had very vibrant flowers on it in every one of the swatches, which was too bad, so we end up going with these get together vine things instead, fitting in a little rain drain pipe. I should know the name of those. But one of those going in, making things look a little bit more, what's the word? A little more mechanical maybe is a good word for it. Either way, we're just adding that in, putting some more vines around the building, making it look pretty overgrown. No one's really been taking care of the place or keeping up with it at all. I was looking for the graffiti just then, and you'll see we use a lot of graffiti in this place, looking for some posters. I was trying to find posters where there was like a whole bunch of posters all in one spot, and I was really struggling to find that. I didn't know what to look in the search bar to try and find that. So that takes me quite a while to finally find, but we replaced that orange poster with the one that's like a whole bunch of like posters all plastered on the wall in the end, which I think is pretty cool. I think it looks a lot better like that. Eventually I sort by get together and find them right there. Swap that out. I do end up using that out the back though, because I did think it was a very cool poster. We don't have any on the inside of the building. I figure whoever is like staying at the place or squatting there is at least taking care of the inside enough to like not cover the walls with graffiti and stuff, so the walls at least are, well, as clean as they can look with the sort of wallpaper I went with there. But I really wanted to use this graffiti, but like none of my walls were big enough, so we put that around the side there. And this thing is so cool, but all of my windows were in the way, which was too bad, so I just got rid of the window, and then we could fit it in. And I have always wanted to use that piece of graffiti on a build before, and I've never found a reason to use it, and I am so happy that I got to incorporate it, because it is so much fun. I did size up some of the graffiti pieces, as you can see, so that I could fit them more sporadically, I guess, and just have them all over the place. Have it look a little more random, because we don't have a lot of variety in the graffiti options for The Sims, so it can look a little bit uniform in the end. But I think I did a pretty good job of mixing it up and making it look pretty sporadic, like someone just came in with a can of spray paint and went nuts. So yeah, I forgot to raise my walls all the way to see the slanted roof bit, so I had to move everything up a little bit there, because that was, yeah, it would look a little bit weird if they just only graffitied the bottom half of the building. So we go in and add some along the roof line there before we head on inside. I'm trying to find some really dingy sort of lighting, and I go with light fixtures that don't actually match in the end. We use like 2 different light fixtures, I think, and I did that on purpose. I really wanted the lighting to be very like someone just threw up whatever they could find, and like whatever leftover, broken, not really great whatever they had laying about, and they just used that. And I kind of like the look of it. I like the way that look comes across as. And we use this air mattress from Outdoor Retreat as well, and we kind of put it on an angle, a slant, like someone just kind of like threw it up, not really caring where. This dance floor we use as sort of a rug in here, and then we use it as a real dance floor outside. Outside there's going to be a DJ booth in the end. Spoilers, gotta wait and watch and find that out. But we use this couch, which I love. You do have to unlock it, so I kind of cheated a little bit to use the couch, but hey, details, right? We don't have any dingy couches in The Sims other than that one, and that's not even dingy. It actually looks pretty comfortable. That's besides the point. I decided I wanted to add in a bathroom in this build, because we didn't really have any like way to fix that particular need, so I added a little shower and a toilet in there, and a sink, of course, so that your Sims can take care of their needs, and it could be used as a residential lot if you so desired, which I think this would be kind of fun to use as a residential lot and then throw a whole bunch of crazy parties, and I think that it would work out quite nicely with the way it's set up in the end. But we add in the sink there. I did have to expand the bathroom, which was a little annoying, but that was okay because the place isn't exactly supposed to be that spacious. It's supposed to be really run down, and like someone just threw up some extra walls to fit in a bathroom, you know? We use a small mirror as well. Figured that was reasonable enough. However, it is that nice dingy sort of color. We add in the crate side table, which is probably one of my favorite things in the entire game. That crate makes me so happy. I am so glad that that is an option. It is perfect for times like this. And right here, I'm going through and trying to find a whole bunch of like items that I could use out in like the junkyard area. Ooh, I find that cone and the little like, oh gosh, what is it, construction sign thing, and so we take out a piece of the fence and we put that there. Like the fence is broken, and they've just sort of like blocked it off with a cone, like, hey, you're not really supposed to go there, but whatever. And of course the money bag, which once again is technically supposed to be unlocked, but hey, details, right? And we're sizing up this truck to put out front, trying to figure out a good scale for it. Struggling to rotate. I have the Alt key pressed. I don't know why it wouldn't rotate smoothly. That was kind of obnoxious. I wanted it to look like someone had just driven it in and parked it right in front, so it looks like they just sort of like right there. So it's sort of at an angle and sort of coming in like through the gates, which I kind of liked. And they didn't park it smoothly either. They didn't bother like lining it up or anything. They just kind of right on in. There we go. Stop the car. We're here. We're home, guys. But I also love that the truck is like not supposed to be a real truck, so the coloring, when you size it up, looks a little bit fuzzy, I guess is a good word for it, which is kind of perfect for this build. We're just throwing some random items that I know I'll want to use later on in the build, just like out and about. Some random skill building things in there. You saw I put in that cooler from Outdoor Retreat so that you have a way to grab some snacks. And this is just, like I said, none of this is permanent. I'm just kind of throwing down some stuff and having it, trying to figure out what I want to use in the build. And that little shelf is actually a wall item that I just thought looked like a random piece of scrap metal, so I threw it in there. And we've got plenty of skill building items here as well, and they're all sort of like placed out so that it looks like they're part of the junkyard, which I thought was kind of fun. We placed that little pop-up bar and DJ booth there with, once again, that really fun cardboard dance floor that came with Get Together. So I thought that that was a lot of fun, and here I'm just scrolling through trying to find some more junkyard type of things. We use a lot of boxes and crates in this build, like an excessive amount of boxes and crates, but I think it turns out pretty cool in the end. I tried to make that bin of stuff work, but it wasn't happening. That we got rid of that. Some pots and pans just sitting outside, just like someone had stopped by and dropped some stuff out at the door and didn't really bother, and like no one really cares too much to keep the place nice, sort of thing. Some more crates in there. I actually end up leaving the treadmill where it is. I kind of liked that placement, just sort of like thrown out there wherever. I use a lot of get-togethers, like industrial looking objects as well. You'll see me place that one right there. It's one of them actually, yeah. And going through and trying to find more of the things like that. I was having a hard time finding all the industrial pieces that came with that. I wish that you could recolor the crates more than just like the label on the side of them and the top of them, but alas, you cannot. Did I say crates? I meant the things that I just tried to change the color of and failed because you can't really change the color of it. What are those called? The hazard bin things? They're like tanks, but not really. I don't know. But we're just like raising that bit up there so it looks like someone set it on top of an old crate. Some more crates. Once again, that doesn't really have any recolors. You can only change the label, which is a little sad, and I really wish I could have made it a darker color to fit better with the theme, but I think it works, so I think it looks fine in the end. You'll see me right now. I really wished that you could have like bar stools there, but it wouldn't let me like snap it there, so I figured that would mess things up if I tried to do that, so we did not do that. So there's not really anywhere to sit down and eat or anything, but I mean, you can sit on the couch or the edge of the bed, and I did place a couple of random chairs that looked like had been like tossed in the junkyard that I guess you could technically have your Sims sit on if you like, so that's always an option. Fitting some crates in next to the truck and pulling the truck on over a bit, which I forgot how much of a struggle it was to place the truck. Boy dear, I don't know why getting the angle of that just right was so frustrating, but it was. I tried to raise up an item just then, and I forgot to hold down Alt, so that's why I suddenly flew across the screen. So yeah, tip, hold down Alt if you want to use the 9 key to move up objects, or else you'll go flying across the screen. But I tried to place some things in like the bed of the truck and make that look pretty messy as well, but the way that that's designed, the truck just is like filled all the way to the top and made to look like it's empty there. So when you raise things up and set it on top, it looks pretty weird because they aren't actually sitting inside of the truck. They're like on top of the, it didn't look right. I'm sure you saw. Throwing in an old wooden table there, just kind of an old dresser. I really liked this rundown dresser, and I figure like, hey, now you got a dresser. If you really wanted to use this as a home lot, you could. I was really struggling to find like furniture pieces that looked like they could have been like old rundown things, broken things that were just tossed in a junkyard. But then again, I guess this is The Sims. Things are supposed to look more polished. They aren't really meant to look all run down. Oh, I kind of faced that chair the other direction so that it was clear that it was like not for use. It was like a broken down thing. And I figure if you want to use this as a residential lot, you'll need a mailbox, so I just kind of threw one in there. And I made sure we had a bin as well. Trying to find a good place to put another one of these. I tossed it out the back there in the end, which I think looked kind of nice, kind of fine, good. Ooh, I really wanted to use this bush, so we fit it in where the crates I'm moving right now were. And we have to do quite a bit of rearranging, and I didn't actually test to make sure it worked, but hopefully it does. I don't know. I really should have player tested that. Sorry, guys. But if it doesn't, I mean, you can always just delete a crate or two to make sure that your Sims can actually use it, and if not, you do have a real bathroom and a bed that you can use, so should not be a problem. Moving over some of the skill building items to make it look like they are more part of the junkyard rather than like actual skill building items. So going ahead right now and trying to fit the bar and DJ booth in a little bit better locations. Putting down 2 dance floors instead of just 1, getting crazy here. Can have so many Sims dancing at the same time. I thought that was pretty fun. And oh wait, I totally got rid of the bar. Ooh, I forgot I did that. No bar. Sorry, just a DJ booth. But I think that worked in the end. Putting in some more crates, which I actually think we might get rid of in place of some, I think we put an old fridge there, that like very beginner fridge. I really wanted some like broken down, I wanted more like furniture type items that looked like had been tossed in the junkyard rather than just a bunch of crates. So we put in like that end table, the counter, and then looking at the counter I was like, oh man, kitchen stuff. We've got like that fridge that looks like it could be pretty old, you know? And so I tossed in the fridge just there, made sure the bush was facing out, kind of placed a bunch of stuff in front of it so like it was clear that that was like broken down and not usable stuff. It's not things that you're meant to be able to get to because it's, well, broken. I really wanted to use a microwave too. So okay, you can only place microwaves in this game on counters, so I ended up having to place a counter like inside the boxes and then setting the microwave on top of it, which was kind of interesting. I think it looks all right in the end though. I had a lot of fun placing like random items like that though. See, I think that turned out all right. And I figured it like kind of looked like the screen, the glass part was broken the way that the box like sort of clips through. Ooh, and it looks like we are coming to an end here, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment below, do all that fun stuff, and we'll be jumping into the screenshot in just a few seconds here, so have a great day. Bye!